Now wait a minute, who are you tripping like that? You're taking all my money, can the caller play you back? I'll tell you why I'm tripping. It seems that a lot of press time at the moment is concerned with the collision of artist and businessman. Recording artist, pencil artist, piss artist. They've long enjoyed the patronage of a sponsor to get their work done. They are, after all, record companies, the gaming industry. But what happens when the lunatics take over the asylum? It's not often we get to put the spotlight on a woman on board level, so hooray then for Jane Kavanagh, OBE, the founder of SCI, Britain's largest computer game designer, who have Lara Croft among their titles. Yeah, she's been fired. Jane and her husband put all their eggs into the PlayStation 3 basket, not thinking that everyone would want a Wii this Christmas. Shares plummeted and the company lost millions. The major shareholders, that include a soap maker and an estate agent, want blood on the carpet, so Chairman Tim Ryan, one time of the pharmaceutical industry, swings the axe on Jane and her gaming pals. And who does he put in place as CEO? A chap called Phil Rogers, the finance director. See, the fact is, if we got no money, we got no video games. That brings me on to EMI and its private equity boss, no, not grot bags. Under that hair is Guy Hans. Hans has come along saying he's going to make 2,000 EMI staff redundant and then buy Chrysalis Records too, and we all go, hey, business, leave them kids alone. But let's consider the man and his mission. 48-year-old dyslexic Oxford graduate Guy's a favourite in the city because he got the Midas touch.
I'd have liked to have been a writer or even an actor, but my pronunciation is too bad. So instead, I decided to make money.
And how? His private equity firm, Terra Firma, has invested more than 11 billion in companies since 2002, buying and reviving ailing businesses. And that's what he's out to do at EMI. This sluggish old firm did little to adapt to the digital revolution in music, which means a cull's in order in my book. As if spread betting, the firm has over 1,300 acts signed, a third of which will never see an album released. In fact, only 15% of that 1,300 made any money last year. As Hans sees it,
you have to love artists, and no one can have 1,300 lovers.
So what about the artists supposedly jumping off ship in solidarity at the changes in management? Paul McCartney, no great loss. Radiohead, Hans says they were off anyway. The Rolling Stones, well, their new album is a soundtrack for a Universal Studios film, so Universal gets the rights. Cliff Richards, he's still there. Robbie Williams, well, with an £80 million contract, Hans must be desperate to get rid of him. Only last week, we heard that over 1 million copies of Williams' last album, Rude Box, were being sent to China for use as road surfacing. I drove over my copy, repeatedly. Some folk are beginning to see the need for Hans across the music biz. Streamlining the business? Well, that should have been done years ago. Giving bands corporate sponsors. What's wrong with Prozac sponsoring Coldplay? Pepsi have supported pop stars for years. And I hear Coke has kept them going too. Of course, the problem is the perception that people like Hans don't belong in the music business, or Chairman Ryan in SCI's gaming arena. We've asked Guy Hans to come in for an interview, and while we wait for hell to freeze over, have a think about this while you're illegally downloading free content. In this day and age of distribution, why do artists need management or support at all? Well, it took Radiohead 15 years to get to a stage where they could release an album online on their own and know people would buy it. Because by then, thanks to EMI, they were Radiohead. So like the song says, you need hands to hold a brand new... Oh, please yourself.